Hey guys, my name is Veera Unnam and I welcome you to my STEM project. I hope all of you are having a good day, and this video is basically an introduction to the learning part of my STEM project. So if you guys have been reading the emails that Joanne has been sending out, you probably concluded that take 3. Hey guys, my name is Veera Unnam and I welcome you to my STEM project. Now, I hope all of you are having a great day, and I'm making this video just to give you guys an introduction to the learning part of this cohort. So, if you guys have been reading the emails that Joanne has been sending out, you've probably figured out that my STEM project has been broken up into two parts. In the first part, we're actually going to be taking a look at two programming languages that are really popular, Python and Java. So, over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be learning about Python and Java. We're going to be learning about the fundamentals, and we're going to be learning about some intermediate stuff. And then in the second part of this cohort, we're going to be actually using the knowledge that we've learned from the first 3 weeks to create a bunch of cool projects. So, that's how my STEM project is going to look like. And I'm just making this video to give you guys an introduction of the first 3 weeks of the project, where we are going to be learning about Python and Java. So yeah, let's get started with today's video. Now, before we look at some important things about the first 3 weeks of the project, such as how it's going to be formatted, what you'll be learning, and some tips and tricks, you guys might be wondering who I am. So I'm just going to take a quick minute to introduce myself. So my name is Veera Unnam. I'm a freshman from Hostel Academy, and I will be the one lecturing most of the videos for the Python section of this learning process. So yeah, for my STEM project, you can either choose to learn Python or Java. You get to choose between these two languages, and we're going to be posting resources to learn both of those languages over the next 3 weeks. So I'll be lecturing the videos for the Python version of the course, and Joanne and Adam, two other lecturers, they'll be lecturing the videos for the Java version of this course over the next 3 weeks. So they'll introduce themselves in their videos, but yeah, I'm just one of your instructors. And to know more about me, I've been coding since the age of 9, and ever since, I've been passionate about sharing my knowledge with others. When it comes to Python in specific, I've been working with Python for the past 4 years. I've been working with Python for the past 4 years. I've used Python for many things such as artificial intelligence, backend development, software development, natural language processing, and I've also worked with different companies and different people to build a lot of cool infrastructure using Python. So I'm pretty experienced with Python, and I'm super pumped to be able to share my knowledge with you guys to help you build a strong basis for Python, so you can build upon that basis to learn and become masters of Python. So now that we have that out of the way, let's take a look at the timeline. So over the next 3 weeks, as I've mentioned, we're going to be providing you guys with resources to learn Java and Python. So you're going to have to make the choice of whether you want to learn Java or Python first, because realistically, you're only going to have the time to learn one language. Now, both languages are great. If you're new to programming, both languages are a great point to start. And both languages have their pros and cons. They have their different applications, and both languages have certain things, certain applications that they're good at, and certain applications that they're bad at. So for example, if you wanted to make mobile apps, if that was your main goal, then I would recommend you chose Java, because Java is very popular when it comes to making mobile applications for Android. However, if you want to make something like AI, or if you want to go into machine learning, then I would recommend Python, because Python is more popular in that aspect. Now, if you're kind of confused on which programming language you want to learn, if you're kind of split between Python and Java, I have posted some resources in the Google assignment today. So make sure you check those resources out to help you decide which programming language you want to learn. But after you've decided which programming language you're going to learn, what your day is going to look like for the next 3 weeks is you're going to be, so every day for the next 3 weeks at about 8 a.m. CST, that's Central Standard Time, I will be releasing the agendas for Java and Python for that day. So each agenda is gonna it's gonna have a to-do list that you're gonna have to follow in the order to complete that day essentially. So an agenda would consist of something like a video, a lecture per day, and then some reading resources and a final assignment. So after every lecture, we're going to have an assignment that you have to complete by the next day. And this assignment is just to help you kind of utilize the knowledge that you've learned and to actually better understand the things that we've learned from the lecture. These assignments, some of the assignments are like quite light, like writing a paragraph about what you've learned, while other assignments can be a bit more intensive, such as creating a program using the things that you've learned. So I'll be reviewing all these assignments and I'll also be grading them. This grade really doesn't mean anything. This is just for you to get some feedback on the amazing work that you've done. So yeah, every day all you're going to have to do is you're going to have to check the assignment for either you're going to have to check the agenda for either Java or Python and complete all the things that are listed in that agenda. And if you have any questions while you're doing the agenda, if you have any questions about Python or Java in general, you can reach me out at joshikdevelop@gmail.com. Now that Gmail is in the Google Classroom, so you can access it through there. So that's your timeline, and if you want a broader look at the timeline, this course is going to be broken up into 3 weeks. In the first week, we're going to be looking at the fundamentals of Java and Python. In the second week, we're going to be going a bit more advanced by taking a look at some algorithms and accessing some simple libraries using Java and Python. Now, if you don't know what libraries mean, we'll be going into those later on in this course. Actually, we're going to be looking at libraries in today's lecture. So yeah, you'll be learning about libraries not too far in the future. And in week 3, we're going to be taking a look at we're going to be taking a look at more libraries. We're going to be going into advanced Java and Python, and we're going to be creating a bunch of cool projects so you can kind of get your hands really messy with Python and Java, and you know what it feels like to create a project so you can make a project by yourself. So that's going to be our timeline. And I want to finish this video off by looking at some tips and tricks that I would recommend to someone learning Java and Python. And these are the tips and tricks I used myself to learn Java and Python. So my first tip would be notes. Have a notebook next to you to jot down quick notes during the lecture to help you remember the things that we've gone over in the lecture. So there's 2 reasons why taking notes is going to be helpful. Number 1, let's say we've been through a long lecture and you forgot something that we've covered in that lecture. Now, if you hadn't taken notes, you'd have to go through the entire video. You'd have to go through the entire video lecture to find where in that lecture that concept is, and to kind of get fresh your memory on that concept. However, if you've taken notes, you can just go through your notes, take a quick glance at your notes, and you can, refresh your mind on that particular topic. So taking notes will kind of provide you your own resource to help you better understand the topics that we've learned. And number 2, taking notes has been scientifically proven to help you better remember things that you've taken notes about. So yeah, especially taking down notes on paper will help you just remember the stuff that you've learned better. And this is important because in programming, you're going to have to remember a lot of rules regarding the syntax of these programming languages, and we'll get into what syntax means later. But you're going to have to remember a lot of rules to actually code in these languages. So taking notes will just help you remember this stuff. Now, my second tip would be practice, practice, practice. So as soon as you've completed the lecture and the assignment, try to code some simple programs using the knowledge that you have gained. Now, this will, number 1, help you increase your creative aspect, which is really important for programming. And it'll also give you more experience with the concepts that we've learned. And it'll just give you a better understanding and better feel of how these programming concepts that we've learned can be used, and how you can kind of manipulate these programming concepts to achieve your goal as a developer. So yeah, practice, write a lot of programs, and that'll make you proficient. So yeah, practice makes perfect. Research. So after each lecture, take some time to do additional research on the topic we have covered to improve your researching skills. Now, I would say that research is quite important because many times while you're programming or while you're coding an application, there are many things that you're going to not know how to do. So researching will help you kind of figure out how you're going to make a program and how you're going to go on achieving a final end goal when it comes to software or anything in that matter of fact. So researching the topics that we have covered will kind of give you a good feel for the resources that you could possibly use to research certain topics, and it'll help you understand all the resources that are available to learn Java and Python concepts. And finally, collaborate. So try to use Slack and Google Classroom to collaborate with your fellow peers by asking questions or adding some cool facts that you've learned. So collaboration is really important because, especially in programming, most of the times you're going to be working in a team environment. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me or you can collaborate with your fellow peers by posting that question on Google Classroom or Slack. And I bet there's going to be someone that will be more than willing to help you. And I'll be checking the Slack. I'll be checking Slack regularly to answer any questions that come my way. But yeah, use Slack and use the resources that you have to collaborate with others and just learn new things. And finally, have fun, because programming is all about having fun, and imagine it just exploring the beautiful world of computers. Because just take a moment to think about what computer science lets you do. It allows you to control, it gives you the power of a computer, and it puts that in the palm of your hand. You can do complex mathematical calculations in a matter of seconds. You can store like an unfathomable amount of data. It's just really cool what computer science allows you to do, and the best way to fully understand the potential of computer science is to have fun while you're learning it. So my final tip would be to have fun throughout these 3 weeks and to explore as much as you can throughout these 3 weeks. Now, that's gonna be all for our introduction video. Don't forget to check out the agenda for today for Python and Java, because I have posted that agenda. It might have been posted a bit late on day one because everything's busy, but yeah, check out that agenda and finish all the tasks before lecture number 2 is released tomorrow. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.